Hi, and welcome to Business Growth Accelerator Facebook Lives. Every morning, 10 past 9, for about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to give you some ideas or just simple ideas and strategies that you can implement into your business. Now, the thing is, we do this Monday to Friday, so that's 5 messages every week, which means that's 260 a year. Imagine if you only implemented 10% of these thoughts or ideas that I give to you. Tony, good morning. Hey, really good in fact, good evening. Really good to see you because I know you're in New Zealand. Welcome. So that's 260 messages a year. If you only implemented 10% of those, that's 26, one every 2 weeks. Imagine what your business would look like after a year implementing these messages. So today, I'm going to talk about the fog of business. And the reason being, I'm looking outside at present, and when I went running this morning, it's like a pea super. You just can't see your hand in front of your face. Well, the thing is, I've got a fairly big nose, so that's one of the reasons. But the thing is that quite often, we have this in business, the fog of business, because we can't see what our next step is. So how do we sort this out? Well, it's interesting, because yesterday we had our mastermind, and there's 2 things that came out of the mastermind yesterday. One of them was about sales and value. And I'll tell you, we've talked about this 3 times over the last year in the mastermind. And one of the guys was trying to understand about pricing and value. And Chris couldn't understand how he could actually be more dearer than his competitors, because he thought people are just going to go to his competitor, which is not right. Now, one of the other mastermind clients who's in real estate, he actually said, it's not about the price, because I've increased my fees through this pandemic, and we're actually selling more houses now than what we were before. And one of the things that he said is that when people said to him, can you negotiate your fee, because his fee's at 1%, they said, can you negotiate your fee? And Chris, who's the real estate agent, said, yeah, I can negotiate it. It's 2%. And they said, no, we thought you'd come down. And he said, no, that doesn't happen, because I'm going to be selling you a house for more than what the other people are going to get. And that's about value. And the other client in our mastermind, we talked about this 3 or 4 times. All of a sudden it clicked. Oh, this is how it actually works. So the thing is that sometimes the fog is there, but it takes a while to clear. It takes a while for you to actually understand. And sometimes you need to hear the same message 3 or 4 times in a different environment or by a different person so that you actually click it. Because what I may say to you may not resonate compared to someone else. So the thing is, if you can't get something, continue thinking about it, working with it until it does. Now, the other thing we did yesterday was our incantation sheet, the ideal you. And what we do here is we actually pick 5 verbs, all right, that are you, 5 nouns, and 5 adjectives that describe you. And we put it into a sentence, because we talk about IVVMs, all right, the ideal of who you want to be, and just putting into the top 2 inches. Now, the thing is that a couple of the guys had done this, and they were reciting their incantation sheet, but it didn't quite resonate with them. And we said to them, some of the words here, is it working for you or not? And they said, well, we want it to work, but it's not working yet. And we said, look, that's okay, for the fact that it won't resonate sometimes until a little bit later on. And the thing is, we've done this incantation sheet probably 3 times now. Then all of a sudden, Steve said, that makes sense. Here I am thinking that these words aren't right, but I've just heard what you've said, and it's just helped me understand that it's not where I am now, it's where I want to be. I need to keep reciting these words to myself, this incantation, because this is where I want to be. He actually came up and said, you know, we've done this about half a dozen times, and it's only now that I've actually understood. And it's taken all this time for me to hear different versions, different people, what they're saying, for me to understand. So the fog had lifted from him as well. So in business, it's really, really important that if you've got a fog there and you can't see out the other side until it's lifted, keep going through it, keep talking with people, keep understanding that let's have a look at how I can look at this differently. How can I do this differently? Because if you're running the same pattern, you're going to get the same result, which is crazy. So come and look at it differently. And sometimes the fog helps us to get out of that pattern that is our limiting belief. So there you go, the fog of business. Now, if you've liked today, please share around here. You'll see the link to the Business Growth Accelerator. Please share, please like, please comment on it. And I'll tell you, if you disagree, would love to hear that as well as to why you disagree with what I've said, and give us your thoughts, because I can only get better if you give us some feedback. So there you go. You've got the link. Go and get good in business and go and lift that fog up and make sure it works for you. See you tomorrow morning, same time, 9:10.